Jonny Omi show. It is February 1st, 2020, and as every week, we have the legend,
Omi.
Johnny.
So, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. I'm not sick, which is great.
Uh-huh.
I finished a long but good week of work, so I'm feeling accomplished. Particularly accomplished, I must say, so all good on this end. How about on your end, my friend?
My work was good. Like, not that stressful, I think. I was working on a presentation and yeah, I think it worked out well. But I need to give the presentation maybe next week for WebRTC. Let's see how that goes. Apart from that, that's it. Like, I think that was the main thing. And apart from that, I was studying for AWS certified sysops just because I had access to the course. Otherwise, I wouldn't do that. And I had free time, so I was doing that like that. Yeah, so that was my work. In my free time, after work, I was just trying to read A Man Called Ove. So that's what I did this current week. What about you?
Awesome. Yeah, so it was a pretty filled with work week, I would say. I worked like 3 days of Zangyo, probably. Like 3 days of overtime.
What is Zangyo?
Zangyo. So Zan is like the kanji for like remaining.
Okay.
Like nokoru. And then gyo is the kanji for like work. So it basically means remaining work. And so yeah, we had a teishutsubi.
Okay.
And then teishutsu is like a submission.
Mm-hmm.
So なんか日本語のレッスンはもっとこの番組にもっと良きにしましょうね。
Okay.
だけど, so yeah, we had a submission
Wait.
deadline yesterday.
For all the... Okay, that is what it meant.
And so pretty much this whole week has been like trying to hit this deadline on Friday, which we were pretty lax on actually.
Okay.
So yeah, yesterday I actually stayed at work until 10 p.m. And
what were you doing?
My other coworkers were even later than that.
Okay.
So yeah, so basically there's like this feature in our app where we want to get Japanese to be in the file name.
Okay.
For the reports. So right now it's just completely like slicing out the Japanese characters, the kanji.
Okay.
And so they really want kanji in the name of the reports. So that even today it doesn't work.
Okay.
So we were trying to like fix that issue towards the end. And I feel a little bit bad because I maybe haven't been as productive as I could have been, especially since I wasted a lot of time like trying to get this one feature to work on the app side that just worked when I copied and pasted the JavaScript code from the website, because it's literally just JavaScript, so it just runs the same way either way. But because the environment wasn't updated or was messed up, it ended up kind of getting... I didn't think it worked when I think it really did work, so this is frustrating.
But did you get the kanji when you used the JavaScript file?
No, it was a completely different issue. So the other people were working on getting that issue to work while I was basically verifying that my feature ended up actually working. But also I'm new to the team, so I'm still learning like the Laravel app and all the stuff that needs to happen to process the data correctly. So
how big is your team?
It's just 4 developers.
Okay.
And then like 1 manager.
So you're you're one of the 4? Or apart from you, there are 4?
Yeah, I'm one of the 4.
Okay.
So I'm basically kind of... I've touched every part of the code at this point now. So there's kind of 2 projects. And I basically single-handedly made the whole app for the first one when we were doing that. And then they've moved me to this one, and I'm doing both sides a little bit.
Wow.
So I did one on the website, and then I did, of course, a feature on the app side.
Both are in Ionic, your applications?
So the first one they changed to do Ionic because I'm strong in Ionic and I could quickly make what they wanted in Ionic. And then this one is mostly just a Cordova based app. For the app side, it's Cordova builds the app, and the web is a Laravel app. So we have our full stack app in Laravel.
I haven't worked with Cordova before. Okay. So can you talk about it more? What is it? At a very basic level.
So basically the predecessor was like PhoneGap, and the whole idea is just getting one code base that can port over to Android and iOS both at the same time. So basically making something that can easily port over to both. So Cordova is basically the new one, kind of coming after PhoneGap, and then...
What is a PhoneGap?
It's literally that. It's like gapping, fixing the gap between your code and like your phone. So it's like JavaScript that can run on your phone.
But isn't Ionic doing that?
Yeah, so Ionic definitely very heavily internally uses Cordova.
Okay.
But there's another tool called Capacitor that's become more popular lately that also does a similar thing. I heavily prefer Cordova just because it does much better with preparing a lot of resources such as your splash screen and other resources that your phone needs.
And since it's older, you'll have a bit base. So whenever you have doubts, you can just check on Stack Overflow maybe for your problems. Yeah. Compared to the newer one.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it has like more support and whatnot, but...
So why did you choose to use Cordova instead of Ionic?
It wasn't my decision. It was the guy before me uses that, built the app using that. Okay. I don't think he knows how to use Ionic, really. Okay. I don't think it would have been a good solution for this particular product anyway, because the way that it runs...
is the other application form-based, or is it like a game or something?
Form?
Yeah. If it's form-based, then I think Ionic is very good.
What do you mean by form?
Like, it's like... users will, I think, navigate through it and they'll see forms and, you know, there'll be a process. Instead of something always moving, you know. I
mean, I've showed you this like 5 times, right? Do you call this a form-based app?
Yes.
This is form-based?
This is form-based.
Oh, okay.
If you open a game, it's not form-based. So I'm asking, is it that or this?
It's this, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so I think this could be done in Ionic.
Oh, this is done in Ionic. Okay, so yeah, the other one would maybe not be form-based then?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so... Yeah, anyway, I think the way that it runs plays a bit better with the other structure, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, it's always better to use what they have, the base, because you're just implementing small features, right? In order to change it to Ionic, you'll have to do a lot more, and maybe it didn't work.
And it wouldn't even...
it will break.
It wouldn't even really work well, so... the way that we're doing it now is better, anyway, because I think making AJAX requests is... That's a good thing. I've gotten better at like learning AJAX, like the done method, the fail method.
I remember working on AJAX when I was in my previous company. There was like in runtime I had to authenticate something and then query the whole page for something and do it. So I had to use AJAX for that to get the authentication token and then use it to log in real time, you know, in your browser without the user doing anything. We had to do that. So I used AJAX that time.
Yeah, and then apart from that, I've also just used jQuery like a ton. So basically, we have to select like a class that has like $$, name, $$. That's like our tag. But in order to select that tag, you have to like escape the $signs. So you have to select like inside the $, you know, jQuery is $, and then by class it's dot. So I basically am doing like $, dot, and then plus this string. This string like has a backslash. It escapes the $signs with like a $$, class name in order to select the elements on the page. So that took me a while to like kind of wrap my head around. Well, it didn't really take that long to wrap my head around, but it took me a while to like successfully implement it correctly. So yeah. So apart from that, I've been used a couple of other jQuery things. AJAX is mostly like a query thing in general. So
there's like a last week I saw a Dino.js. It's like a package manager. It's like a better package manager than NVM. It has like shortcuts for the same commands, and you can do it. You can do whatever you did with using Dino.js compared to NVM, like in faster manner. But it's a very small community and it's still beta, so it's not recommended for production use. But I think it's a very good thing if we are building something and we just want to try it out, because in the future it'll be a very nice package manager.
Alright, you want to do some in the news?
Yeah, let's talk about the news.
Alright, let's do some in the news. Alright, so what's in the news?
So I just saw that Jeff Bezos has like 7 billion or something. He's like, I think, is he still the richest man alive? Like in the world? Or I think he's almost there, but...
Let me Google that for you.
Okay.
Richest man in the world. Boom. Bill Gates.
When he made that much, 7 billion more, that time the market was really down. So that was cool this week. And I heard that he got hacked also, I think.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about that.
Oh yeah. So I think
What phone did he have when the Crown Prince Mohammed?
MSB. I remember the short form MSB. So, there's like a speculation in the news that Jeff Bezos' phone got hacked by the Prince of Saudi Arabia, and that just you know how that too. He has this iPhone, okay. So this guy, they exchange numbers, and then Saudi Prince sends him a video on WhatsApp, and it said that the video contains some malware, and because of that malware, some data got transferred from there to somewhere else from Jeff Bezos' phone.
So how if it runs like a Docker container when you open WhatsApp that locks out that app from anywhere else in the phone, then how on earth does that malware somehow make it like out of this container into another part of his phone?
So in an iPhone, we have like all the applications that run are like very are in a container. Not Docker container, but just container. They run on a separate chip itself. So now if let's say they did manage to somehow have a malware that is able to affect get data from somewhere else and send it to something, if Jeff Bezos, if they use the default video application in iPhone to view that, it's not possible to do that because the application won't have access to other form data basically. And to send it without any permission, in iPhone they ask for permission for everything, so I don't see how it's possible. But if I get the malware myself, maybe I can test it out and make sure. Yeah,
because
that malware is super powerful if it can break Apple security that easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not easily, right? Like, so they mentioned in that like episode that there were several other attacks like of that malware in Saudi previous to that as well.
Do you think like since it's just a message that is sent and Apple security is broken, do you think Apple will be fine with that? Like, you think if it's been done before, they would not fix it by now?
Yeah, I mean, so even by the end of the episode, right, they're still like, work, we have to do work, like, because we don't really know where it came from, because it could be another cause or whatever. Like, it might not have been, like, Mohammed bin Salman that actually, like, hacked him, but...
What I think is, like, his phone got taken or something, and someone just connected to his laptop and just took it that way, the data. I don't think his data was stolen via that malware, because it's not possible.
No, I don't think so, dude, because it literally mentioned that large amounts of data were being sent out of his phone like several days, just a couple days after that.
Yeah, because if
large amounts were being sent from his phone,
yes,
without automatically, it's got to have been malware that's doing that.
Then it was basically an application that he installed by mistakenly, maybe, and that application, he gave the permission to the application to transfer data and to do that stuff. And he allowed it to run in foreground in the phone. That's how it got taken. Because the apps in the background don't do that. So
anyway, of course we all know about the coronavirus out of Wuhan. So yeah, it's been interesting. Like, I also listened to one episode about how basically one morning the early government decided to lock down Wuhan, and basically by 10 in the morning, all trains were completely stopped, and there were a bunch of people stranded that really wanted to get out, and all tickets were booked. So yeah, and then there's been like some cases confirmed in Japan already, which is a bummer. So I actually looked at the article for this like particular outbreak, and saw a list of about 10 countries, and Japan wasn't included, but I'm sure if I were to refresh now, it's now included, because it has come
in Japan,
made foot in Japan, unfortunately. So
I heard that it came in India also. Like, I was talking to my mother the other day, and she was like, there's a guy who came in Mumbai, and he had the virus, I think, and he got admitted. But I think I don't see that many cases in India. As for Japan, I have seen a lot, like at least a few. Also, when I was talking to my mother, she's like, the coronavirus, like, from now on you're supposed to wear a mask. I'm like, no, my immune system is so awesome. I don't think I need a mask. But she's like, no, you will wear it from now on. So from the next day onwards, I'm starting to wear a mask, just for that.
Yeah.
Do you know the symptoms for it, like coronavirus? What happens? How do you identify if you have it or not?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but I do know I intentionally put a mask in my coat pocket as well, just to wear on the train. But honestly, I think I was also looking into transmission as well, and I was like looking what's required, and it seems like you have to actually like have like liquid, like liquid, basically like maybe saliva or like some liquid actually like be transferred.
Okay.
I don't know.
But if
I would definitely still stay alert.
If a person coughs, the liquid is gone, basically.
Yeah, you have to be careful of that even, right? So, I mean, yes.
That's where the mask will be helpful, I think.
Yeah, it is helpful, but at the same time, I do think it's like...
Have there been a lot of, like, deaths because of that?
Yeah, quite a number. I don't know the recent numbers.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah. And it all started from the Wuhan...
Yes, region of China.
No, like, I'm talking about, like, the...
Lab.
Seafood center.
Oh,
so there's like the center with like just I don't know some animals, and then there are just some stupid people that I don't even know why this thing existed, honestly.
No, I saw a news like in my work Slack. They just shared it. It was like it was meant to be a bioweapon, so it should be immune to many already existing medications. So they built it so it was that what do you say communicable. So, yeah, it's built that way. There's a game called Plague. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's like an Android game. So, the purpose of the game is like you built a virus or plague or something and you spread it around the world in ways of transmission of birds or like by plane or by water or by injection or by STD. So, yeah, this game got very popular after coronavirus. And I saw many jokes or memes on Reddit. With the game's picture and the virus starting in China and then getting everywhere. So yeah, that game got a good boost because of this. But the founder of the company is saying that this boost was not something they intended and became because of the coronavirus. So yeah, good for them. At least the virus helped them. And the game is spreading more faster than the virus. So yeah, that's something.
Yeah. So anyway, outside of that as well, we have like, there's just one more thing I listened to basically about American credit scores are getting a little bit more like locked down. So basically it's harder to maintain like a higher credit score as of like recently, as of last year.
Okay.
FICO was like cracking down on causes of like bad credit. Basically, even if you miss like payments now, I guess like your credit score is going to go down even more in America. So yeah, that was interesting to like listen to.
I don't know about credit score that much. I think is it like a number that you have if you take loans or something that you can borrow money from based on that number? Is it like that?
Yeah, basically your rate for getting loans is going to depend on mostly your credit score. So it's just a number that companies will use to determine your rate of interest on loans and other.
Okay, so do you get to know your own credit score?
Yeah, I know mine.
So how is it? Like, give me an example number. How is it? 1 to 3.
Yeah, so it's like.
Is it in percentage based, or you have like 10% credit score or something like that, or is it like a number?
It's just a number, yeah. So yeah, the lowest number is like 300, and then it goes to 850. So yeah,
850 is like the super, like, so they can just loan you money how much you like.
They would, but again, like, I think the important thing in a loan, right, is like how much money you actually have, not like how your credit history has been.
Okay.
Because your credit history has little to do with your financial situation, right?
Yeah.
So of course it corresponds, but it's not what you have, right? So.
Okay. So what happens if you like? Is it like a public thing? Like you can tell other people about your credit score, or is it a very private thing?
Yeah, I mean, if you're dumb and you want to just post your information online, you could tell people your credit score.
What would happen if I did that? How harmful is that?
I don't know. Do you care about people knowing your stuff?
I see. Okay, so it's like a personal thing.
All right, you want to talk about some books?
Yeah. So
you want to talk about what you intake instead of output? And by the way, what you intake is so much more important than what you output, which is why I actually enjoy listening to you talk so much. Because when you're listening, you're actually learning something, but when you're talking, you're just literally outputting what you already know. Yes. So I think I love this experience of listening so much more than I talk because I'm actually learning during this podcast, which is great.
Good for you.
So anyway, what did you intake this week?
So I was reading A Man Called O. Like, I think I've spoken about it before, but I didn't complete it before. So I just continued about in that book. So it's like I'm at a point where this grumpy old man is talking about his, when he was young and his love life, basically. So it's like he meets this girl, Sonja. Sonja is his wife's name, basically. And so it's like this guy is a cleaner in the train. So he'll clean everywhere. So he'll clean the train, basically. And when he goes back home after that, that is his regular routine. Do the work and go back home. So one day while doing that, he sees this girl, this beautiful girl in red. She's in the opposite platform and she's going in the opposite direction. Okay, this guy, what he does, he instead of going in his train, he goes to the other side of the platform to meet this girl. So he changes the track and then sits with her, next to her, and the girl is like, "Hi, how are you? Hello," or something. And they start a conversation like that. The guy is not talkative because he's like this very shy. He's like a super muscular guy, but like he's very shy. Like you're not muscular. I don't see any. Okay, there is muscles. Okay, he is muscular. So yeah,
we're getting there. We'll get there this year, hopefully.
I'm not muscular. I keep my body slim, so I can work on. Yeah. No muscles.
Anyway, let's continue the story, shall we?
Yeah. So he sits with her every day, and they talk, and she enjoys talking basically, and this guy is a good listener.
Okay, so it's basically like you're her, yeah.
Okay. So so oh my god. So okay, so it's like 1.5 hour journey in the opposite direction. This guy travels like every day.
So he also travels an hour and a half back.
Yes. Loses 1.5 hour every day, and then this guy goes just sleeps on the train. Like there's a bench on the train station at the end. He will sleep on that bench and then waits. This girl works till 5 in the evening. So this guy sleeps on the bench from 3 to 5, I think 2 hours, and then when the girl comes back, he comes back with her on the train. He does this every day. So one day the girl asks like, what do you do when you, like, where are you going? Where are you going with me every day? So he just says like he remembers that near that place there's the military thing, and he had applied to work in military before, but because of his he has a heart condition. Okay, so when they checked his heart condition, they saw that there is some problem, so they didn't allow him to join the military. So he knows that military doesn't end at 5. She knows that, but they don't talk about that in the book at that time. So when she gets to know, like, he doesn't tell her, he just keeps doing that every day for like a month, and then the girl is like, since the guy is not asking on a date or anything, the girl is like, I'll invite myself to a date because this guy will never ask me on a date. So she tells him, the girl tells the guy, so tomorrow I want you to go with me to this so and so restaurant to eat with me, and yeah, he does that. So this guy, he comes back home and he lives with this I think landlord old lady. Okay, she lets him rent a place in a house. So this lady sees him and he's very happy today. Normally he's very grumpy and like very sort look, like neutral face like yours, like nothing. So he's like that, and then she comes in and she tells him, "Oh, you're very happy," and he's like, "Yes." And the next day when he's going for the date, he's actually wearing a suit. So the old lady feels very happy. So she's like, "Oh, take flowers." So he just nods because he's like very, not a very happy person. So he just nods and then buys flowers, and then even the buying flower process is like so okay, so he goes to buy flowers, and then the lady asks the guy, what kind of flowers do you think she likes? This guy gets mad because it's like, he tells her, okay, it's your job, like you're selling flowers, you should know what kind of flowers are good. I never buy flowers, like I don't sell flowers, so how will I know which flowers are good? But anyway, she likes pink color, so she gives him a pink color flower, and they have a nice date. During the date, he just feels very bad about like lying to her about the military thing, because he doesn't technically work at military, he works as a train cleaner, so he just comes clean, and she's like and he gets up and he's like, I'm sorry to have hurt you. I don't want you to be a fraud, like be with a fraud. And then he tries to leave, but she's like, no, wait. And she catches her hand and then makes her sit. And then she's like, this is the first time I saw you talk so much. Like before he didn't talk that much. And yeah, and then they date and stuff. So yeah, this is what happened in the book so far. It was very romantic. I think even you're a very shy person, right? So I think if imagine a girl like that, you meet that girl and she asks you on a date like that, my goodness, how it will be.
Yeah, it'd be pretty bendy, pretty convenient. But
yeah.
So how far through the book would you say you are? Percentage?
58%, I think. Still a long way to go, but the book is very good. It's by Frederick Blackman or Backman. I think Backman.
Pac-Man?
Backman.
Okay.
Yeah. So you should check it out. It's very good, and I think he has other books that are bestsellers also. But I think this is
if you
awesome.
just loan me your Kindle, and I can read all your other books too. That'd be great.
I'll send you the file maybe. You can. I've seen like a Chrome extension with Mobi extension. You can read it on the system. Yeah, I need my Kindle for trains. I think reading in the train.
No, I'll steal it from you.
Okay. So what about you? Did you read any book this week?
Yeah, so I continued on with the Art of Thinking Big.
Okay.
So yeah, that's good. But
does it make you think big?
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to apply more than just read, right? So I've been working on just actually applying all the kind of ideas in that book, and then I continued on a little bit with The Wind in the House of Islam. So it's talking about like
new book.
7. It's not new. I've been reading a little while, but there's 7 regions in like historically Islam nations. So it's kind of dividing up the world into 7 regions of historically Islamic areas, and then talking about various movements of Christianity in each of these 7 rooms, they call. So it's interesting to hear about some historic figures that have broke ground into some of these countries and some of these areas that have historically just been all Islam, and so it's an interesting book as well.
Okay.
And then I've also read, been continuing on this book Foundation by Isaac Asimov, so just continuing on with that. It's another science fiction book. I like it a lot. Basically, the premise there is there's this big mega city called Trantor that is kind of like the center of the universe.
Is it like the novel? Is it a novel?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
So nice. It's like this big, huge mega city where, they have like these insane like slides that you like slide through to get to like kind of like your transport, and very modern mega city. And there's this one guy who's a major mathematician that's kind of doing calculations to see how long like the entire nation will last.
Oh, okay.
And
that's sad.
So he's under fire because he is predicting the nation will fall within a certain amount of time that the government's not happy with.
Okay.
So they're kind of trying to drill him about everything he knows, and then there's a team around him, and then there's like one new recruit to the team that comes in and gets arrested right away and gets followed from like the airport. So yeah, that's been interesting. So and that's kind of my target now, because I have like 3 books I'm reading, which is not great. I like to focus on things and get things done.
Okay.
And when you have even side projects with tech, right?
Yeah.
Like when you have like 5 projects you're working on, and then you just switch, it's terrible. You never really focus on anything. You don't get anything done. So I think in life it's so important to have a focus.
Yes.
So in short, my focus now is on the Magic of Thinking Big, because I'm almost done. That one's like 70% done. Okay. So I want to knock that out, and then my focus will, after that, number 2, be on Foundation by Isaac Asimov. So that is what I've been taking in, and then of course the Bible every day, which is a fantastic source of wisdom and all things that you can apply to your life. So this has been our book segment. What is our next segment? Random, just completely random. I think we should have some sort of kind of theme that we focus on. Okay, well, too late, man. You've talked for 6 minutes about your first book, so
I see.
You done messed up. Okay, what did you eat this week, my friend?
This week, I think when I went...
Because, they have this thing. You are what you eat. So, what you eat is quite important.
Okay, I think I believe that. I tried to eat less oily, but then yesterday I had KFC. Okay, and it was really oily.
Oh, really? Was it your first time to go to KFC in Japan?
Second time, but it's not that good. Like, I think it's much better in India compared to in Japan. It's very soggy and it's very oily. But they serve very quickly. Yeah, they serve very quickly. Also, I like ikinari, like steak. I had steak.
I wanted to go there tonight, man, but I guess I saved money.
Yeah, because it's kind of expensive, I think. So, but their bentos is good. The bento gives you same amount of meat for 1,000 yen. But the actual, if you eat it there, you have to pay like 500 yen more. So I think that is cool. Then I found this amazing kebab place near Roppongi, near Lifehouse Church. Yeah, church. So there, the guy who serves there is kind of from Nepal. He's from Kathmandu. But then the food is so good. It's like you get a wrap for 500 yen and it's filled with chicken and so much of vegetables. Like it has cabbage. So I think you'll be full with one. But if you're greedy, then you can finish two. But yeah, I found that. That was amazing. Apart from that, I like Yoshinoya food. You remember last time I talked about that hot pot? Unfortunately, it's no more now. So
yeah, we tried to go there today. No bueno.
Sad.
Yeah.
So what about you? Did you find something awesome this week? Food?
I didn't venture out.
But okay.
It's a very unfortunate.
But what about Tai Mai? What is that? There's some ramen you tried.
Yeah, so you still don't even know like Tantan Men. So
I don't know what is Tantan Men.
Yeah, it's like such a Chinese. Yeah, so it's like one of the most spicy things you can get here. So it's like just known to be the spicy noodle soup, but it's just a Chinese.
How hot is it? Like, do you need water? What happens when you eat it? Does your lips burn?
It depends on what it is. I don't think it's that spicy. It's good. And it's usually pretty tasty.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just like a Chinese soup. And yeah, so I just bought one from here at Ito Yokado. So yeah, Thursday night, like really late. You'll laugh at me. Like I ate it at like 11 p.m.
That's cool if it makes you happy. Mm-hmm.
But so I was able to get to sleep like a bit after that, like 11:45. But then at 5 a.m., like my stomach just starts like turning and just like
surprise.
Yeah, so I couldn't like sleep after 5. So Friday, I woke up at like 5 and I decided to stay up because I want to get like I want to get up early, even earlier. Yeah, ideally in my ideal perfect world. Yeah, I'd love to get up at 5:30
every day.
Every day, run right away. Just throw on shorts or throw on like like the pants.
But I think the weather is horrible for that.
You can do anything if your mind allows you.
Okay.
So yeah, in my ideal world, just like 5:30, boom, you're up.
Yeah.
Like 5K, just do it. Like 37 minutes. Like stretch for 6 minutes. Okay, wake up 5 minutes, stretch 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
This is like super like I'm on my stuff, right?
Okay.
Like wake up 5 minutes, stretch 5 minutes.
Okay.
5:40 to,
Okay, did you do
6? It? No, of course I didn't.
You plan so much, but you
I'm not mentally strong yet, my friend.
Okay.
But
you're good at planning. That's a good thing.
I want to be better at planning.
You can be a life coach to someone.
One day, once I'm practice what I preach, then yes.
Okay.
So yeah, basically by 6:30 you're already back.
Okay.
Because of course I want to get my 5K time down too to like much less than 35 minutes, which is what it is every single time. Because my basically 1K is like almost always at exactly like 6 minutes.
Okay. What if you step jog in the morning? Just get out of the bed and start jogging. In the same space.
For what maybe is step 10 jogging? Minutes.
Like you jog but you don't move anywhere. It's like
wow, that sounds like a great workout.
Yeah. So it's like this.
Oh, entries.
Okay, you just do that for how much long you plan. And keep doing that.
Okay, one that's gonna like wake everyone up and tick everyone off.
Yes.
That doesn't even look like that good of a workout.
Try it out.
I've done that like so many times. It's like entries like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be really loud, really annoying.
Yeah, in the morning. Especially everyone will be up and they'll thank you for it at 5:30 in the morning. Yeah. Super cool.
I think in general I would appreciate people
to this.
I wish I didn't have problems.
Who likes it? I love problems. Did anyone say that? My God, I love problems. No one says that.
But in an ideal world, when you have no anxiety, no worry.
Yeah.
Boom, you're out at 10.
What 10? What is 10?
10 p.m., man. 1 hour before now.
Okay.
But yeah, I think
you're out.
That's never realistic.
Yeah.
But out by 11.
The world is not ideal.
Yeah, the world is very not ideal. Why do we even try?
Why do we even try?
Why do I even try? Yeah, so up at 5:30, boom, 5K.
Yeah.
6:30, I throw my coffee in. Dude, coffee's actually good for you. I love coffee so much.
Even I like coffee, but after 3 I go crazy.
I know,
I'll be like
bad. Yeah. But I've been really busy this week, man. Like, even just making coffee at my job, it's just felt like so wasting time, actually.
Really? Yeah. How much time do you take to make coffee?
It's like, okay, so like the secretaries every morning, they like put in the water and like start boiling, like the machine thing.
Okay.
So I never know what time it's like actually like hot and ready to like throw into, because I just have like the mixed coffee, right?
Okay, even I.
But yeah, so I wish I made my first one earlier because I love drinking it. Like, I just love coffee so much, man.
Okay.
But yeah, make your coffee at 6:30.
6:30 in the morning?
Drink the coffee like with your devotional. So like, I want to try to like. I feel like my English ability is getting worse living here in Japan, which is
understandable because it happens with everyone.
It could be understandable, but. Yeah.
But is your Japanese improving? Otherwise, just waste.
Oh, it's definitely improving. Yeah. I use it all day.
Good.
My English isn't really isn't going down. It's just that I'm getting older already too.
Yeah. Age.
So it's like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think older people are worst with English, so they cannot talk? Is it like that?
No, of course not. But you just know what you know. And so, like, for example, I'm trying to do the Bible in 1 year, even though I think it's so important to read the Bible kind of slowly so that you kind of get an idea for. Put yourself in the scenario and like get yourself in the environment and like feel what Jesus is doing and kind of, or whatever the person is writing.
Yes.
But at the same time, I really want to get a lot out of every day, and like I want to read the Bible in 1 year every year. I want to be on that cycle.
Okay.
And I think it's very possible to do if you don't make excuses, right? Even that video you showed you, right? Like, you're responsible for your own success ultimately, right?
Yeah.
And people can slow you down, but you have a lot of freedom.
You know what I'm trying to do, like for the past last week, I think. Before that, I used to wake up every day like at 6, I think, 6 or 5, because I like to wake up and study and stuff. But then I realized that I was not getting enough sleep, and I saw a video on a TED talk about like, if you get 8 hours of sleep, it's good for your health and it gives you longevity. You can live longer and there's a lot less problems. So I started trying out that. Like, I started sleeping at 10:30 and then waking up at 7. But it never works out. My brain is stupid. It wakes me up at 6 always, and then I have to waste 1 hour in the bed. But I'm trying to focus, like, sleep for 8 hours.
That's a good yeah, I think 7 is fantastic if it's good sleep.
Yeah.
Because your body doesn't really need 8, and your body doesn't need 7. But if you can get 7 of like quality sleep, man, you're gonna be doing good.
You don't get sleepy in the evenings then. That's a good thing at work.
Yeah. So.
But then in my break also I take like a nap. I get very happy after that. Sometimes I read the book The Man Called Ove in my break. But then I prefer like just sleeping on the sofa. So nice. It's so cozy.
You have a sofa?
Yeah, at work we have sofa. My work is cool. I have massage chair. I have sofa. I have seats. I have like everything.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Yeah. I must admit, yeah. But what was I going to say?
You was talking about like you want to get up at 6:30 and read the Bible, and then I don't know, go for jogging for 5 kilometers and a lot of things you'll do.
Yeah, so I think like starting out. So
when are you starting? Tomorrow?
No, of course not. Definitely not. But what I'm already doing is I get through the devotional, which analyzes it, which I think Nicki
Minaj.
Nikki and Pippa Gumbel do a great job of.
Who are they?
So they lead like HTB, Holy Trinity Brompton. So it's like a really big church in London, and they do a great job pastoring and with that church. And so yeah, Nikki and Pippa Gumbel, they do a great job with their devotionals, and they do a really good job of breaking down the scripture for every day. So what I do is actually read it all.
It's Nikki and Gumbel.
Nikki and Pippa.
Pitbull.
Yeah, so, and then just actually praying the prayers from the heart too, saying, Lord this, Lord that, like 3 prayers.
Yeah.
And then, Psalm or Proverb, which pretty much covers the entire year, split 1/3, because it's a third, like, Psalm or Proverb, third New Testament, and then third Old Testament.
Okay.
And then, like, the New Testament, I always get through in the morning, quickly. And then recently it's been Job.
What is Job?
And Job is a book about... I'm so glad you asked. Job is a book about this guy who is a very good guy. He's a very righteous man. And the devil basically asked God, is it okay for me to basically ruin this guy's life? And if you do, I promise you he'll curse you to your face for destroying his life. So God gives him permission to
do what he wants.
So he...
God is cool.
So he basically...
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so basically his family dies, everyone dies, all of his family, except his wife. He gets struck with sickness and
chickenpox.
Terrible, spots, sickness. He's just lying almost in death. Because God allows the devil to do this to him, and... I would say he handles it pretty darn good for being in that situation.
Because he's a chilled man.
Yeah, so if you ever... One day, you'll get around to reading it, I'm sure. We're still very hopeful.
Always be hopeful.
But
there's no problem in keeping hope.
Yeah, so basically one of the main things too is his friends are just supposed to be comforting him, but they're basically saying, oh, it's your fault.
Yeah, you die now.
There must be some reason. No, there just must be some reason for this happening to you.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That's it. Like that's the book.
But it's pretty much repetitive. Kind of repetitive. There's a lot of like.
But
the
what
same
happens?
friends.
Does he die? Does he get?
No, that's the moral of the story. Is that he gets blessed like way more than he was before.
He's
way more prosperous. No.
Okay, he doesn't die.
No, he's.
Wait. He gets blessed. Then what happens?
Then he gets blessed way more than he was before.
Okay.
Wonderful end, but yeah, he loses his children, so that's. Pretty bummer.
Yeah. So I just read it. And it's like he gets his health back and he gets twice as much of property, new children, and an extremely long life. That sucks. That's like you go through this trial, lose your children, lose your property, you lose everything, and then you get it all back. That's not what worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not your choice.
Yeah. That's
so how do you deal with trials? How do you deal with difficulty?
You just happily go by them. If I lose my 10 children is too much, but he was very active man maybe. But if I have 10 children and I lose them all, and then I'm left with my wife who's cursing me, and then I have this disease that I'm about to die or something. So I'm okay, cool. Now I can just watch Netflix because who cares now? My life is over almost.
The sun is setting on our episode. Huge shout out to Ben San for doing our music.
Thank you.
Huge shout out to
Ben San.
To Omi Harjani.
Yeah, thank you.
You're a legend.
And you two are good enough.
Yeah. Find us on YouTube. Find us on Spotify.
Yeah. And have fun. I think this is a very fun one.
Yeah, don't work too much Zangyo, man. Honestly, I hate to complain. I don't
What's Zangyo?
We explained it in our Japanese lesson for the day. Okay, so you can listen back and hopefully you can learn a lot from just listening again. But yeah, have an awesome week. Don't work too hard. Don't work too much Zangyo.
And listen to this again because it's very funny actually.
It is actually pretty funny. I think we're having more fun than most episodes. And spread the word.
Eat well.
Yeah, don't get coronavirus. Stay safe. Wear your masks. Actually, don't wear your masks. It's a really dumb tradition.
No, I think it's safe, right? Because people sneeze and you die because of that. So.
Only if some idiots enter the Hunan seafood wholesale market.
No, I think it's in Japan also. Ronan.
Yeah.
the virus.
Yeah, stay safe. Have an
fun.
awesome week. Don't work too hard. Remember that it's all going to work right out.
Yeah, chill out. Bye bye.